Detroit was a pretty decimated city at one point. It's had kind of having a renaissance a little bit, right? But uh, they're not.
You
Your
have to
next,
define balance.
Yeah, Divine Renaissance. There's still areas in Detroit that there's a lot of burnout houses.
so you're
Everything
next on the list. You're next after Portland. They're coming to you.
I wouldn't bring the Fury to Detroit.
My question.
Yeah, there's some places, even if you're a National Guard, you just don't want to fuck with.
Go. When I was in the National Guard, they gave me the option to join a group that was out in Detroit. And I knew some people that were there, and they're like, people break in here all the time and steal our shit. They break into the actual armory. I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. I don't want my shit stolen.
Wow. Good morning, Sunshine. Is this Sunshine's a little late getting to the party this morning?
No, she was here this morning. She was first in.
Did anybody comment on David's just do it?
Not that I see. But I'm only looking two places. I'm looking at Govs and whatever happens here.
Oh, did you catch the Willie thing in there that sounded like Naked Wines, or was that just me? Like,
I heard the voice, and when you said Willie, then I went, okay, I can hear that.
Do it like Naked Wines, the juice in the bottle.
Yeah,
is that sexy?
Use the bottle for a sex toy. Naked Wines, use the bottle for a sex toy.
So, John, I was going to come out to your open mic there, the thing that you were producing there, and I was waiting for the ride. I was out in front of my house with my mic in my hand. Where's my mic? I had it in my hand, and I was like, wait, because open mic. I bring my own. Nobody showed up.
It was a drive.
I chip in for gas money, like $10.
$10 isn't going to cover it, I don't think. Yeah. Does anybody mind if I switch to my other warfare helmet?
No, I wouldn't. No,
I'm well prepared.
I think the other one. I think the other one is sexier.
Have you seen the other one? How do you not that helmet?
What would? Sunshine wants to know what would have happened if you would have refused orders to go. I think she's talking about National Guard in Detroit.
Oh, they were options. I took a different duty station.
Options. He had different options. Because we are at this point where, because there are military actually raising up arms against American citizens, despite their oath. And we're not talking about domestic terrorists, even though they want to call them that. So nobody is refusing illegal orders. This is the thing we were always told. Oh, the military will never refuse an illegal order, or never accept it. They will refuse an illegal order. They won't.
But if that were the case, we wouldn't have war crimes. So
right.
Now I have a question. I have a question for the Beef Man. Who has the best battle helmets for intergalactic space fights? Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek. Well, actually, Star Trek didn't even use helmets. So Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek. I'm not Star Trek. Star Wars.
Buck Rogers.
Buck Rogers. Who had like the coolest battle helmets for
The coolest battle helmets, in my opinion, are the bad guys on Battlestar Galactica.
Are those the Cylons?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what they were called. Those helmets were cool. There's some stormtroopers that have really cool helmets. Not those stormtroopers. The stormtroopers from Star Wars.
Yeah,
like the all black, like the.
I don't remember.
But those were space battle helmets. That was more like.
How do you remember what they look like?
That was more like what they're doing with ICE. We're just hiding your identity so you're menacing. That's not. They didn't just put those on just for battle. They wore them like to the bathroom. They wore them to meet their girlfriends. They never took them off.
Well, I just want it to be known that I'm prepared for space battle as well. Just in case this is
now. Are you eligible? Are you eligible to work at Space Force?
No.
This is should my people come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I inquired about, and this is gonna piss John off. I'm not saying I tried to enlist. I inquired about enlisting when I was like almost 40, and they said you're way too fucking old. That was 1998 or something. 1997.
Yeah, some time ago. There was a period of time when they were letting people join who were older back in I think it was 2012 or 2013. A friend of
Right.
mine,
Yeah.
she was over like I don't know 30 something, and she told me she messaged me. She's like, "Hey, I just joined the guard." I'm like, "Why?"
Imagine
So,
that. I
yeah.
think my wife tried to enlist when my stepson was enlisted. It was like right after 9/11. He enlisted in the infantry, and my wife tried to go. She was already like in her 40s. She was like about 40 or something, and they wouldn't take her because
Yeah.
she wanted. Imagine that. What? How fucked up would that be? I joined the army, and my mom came with me to boot camp.
That was a movie. Don't you remember that?
No,
No.
No, there was a movie with I think Goldie Hawn was in it.
I was about to say, it
Private-
sounds like a
but
Goldie
her
Hawn
son was
movie.
in it.
Private Benjamin. I remember Private Benjamin. Goldie Hawn was in
Oh.
with her therapist, I think. or
No,
something.
her son was in, and she
Oh.
ended up going in. I think it might have been Private Benjamin.
Wow. Yeah, no, and he would have been abused, especially in the infantry. I mean, this is
Well,
you know,
she wasn't going to be in the infantry anyway. They
Right.
weren't going to be at the same place. They wouldn't even have been at the same fort for
yeah,
training.
but they would have went to do boot camp together, right?
No.
And he would have taken up some abuse for that.
No, because
Would they
there's
shower
only-
together?
back in the day, infantry only went to one spot for training, and there was only infantry at that fort for basic training. There was
Wow.
no other.
I
no
think
other
at
basic
9/11, everybody was trying to enlist. Like on September 12th of 2001, I think they had like a rush of people to enlist. Like they couldn't handle the number of people wanting to come.
But that's because
Yeah.
a lot of them they had no idea that they were about to be exploited and sent to places that were not involved.
Well, I was an
Maybe.
instructor then in the National Guard, and as soon as that happened, I called my station and said, "Hey, if they want us to go, like make sure I get sent."
Wow.
Just for the record, guys, and in Bakersfield, California. Hello, she says. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
By name, she actually said Mine Dog and Beav and
Aw,
Black Guy.
well, good morning. And black
And
guy.
Black Guy, yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
who's that mean?
I don't know how to compare all the space helmets because I was trying to when you guys were talking because I don't remember what any of these people
No?
look like.
Well, they're all pretty similar.
Yeah, space helmet is a space helmet. That's what
Right.
No, a space helmet isn't just a space helmet.
it's
my
like a
God.
motorcycle helmet with a visor on it.
No, some of them have AI sensors like right in the screen, so you're not even looking at reality. You're looking at yet you have like rear view mirrors in the helmet, and you can see data and stuff like that.
Yeah, like this one, my space helmet quote. That's not going to take a round. It's going to go right. It's going to go right through it like.
And it's not pressurized. So if you're in a low oxygen place, you're like fucked.
I'm actually hoping that when we do finally, the war finally happens, that we actually go old school because I'm prepared for that as well. Old school war.
What do you mean? What
Spears, spears and rocks.
No, not that old school.
Oh.
What do you mean by that? What does old school mean to you in terms of? Oh, you're gonna put a lance through me? Like I feel like the knights who say knee.
Yeah,
actually, I would be prepared for that. I still have I have spears, axes. I no longer have my mace.
Well, when are you going to take them out and start doing something? Because we're at that point. I don't know if I don't know if you. Oh, I'm sorry about this. We're there. We are there. They're coming to get it. Coming to take us away.
I think I don't know if John. I don't know if I asked you this or not, but because you live in Michigan, that's not an open and carry state, right? That's
It's actually it used to be an open carry state. Now it's like
how does carry feel about
open carry, but like there's specific provisions for it.
My question is like, okay, it's like because it has to be an open carry state. If Trump sent his National Guard to some place, and they have open carry and they're doing a peaceful protest, but they're got their guns out, maybe strapped to their back, protesting, and in theory, that would not give the National Guard cause to shoot them.
Correct.
But they just shot a minister in the head, and the minister had his hands like this. And he was just saying, you have time to repent.
No, I don't know the whole story, but was that the National Guard who did that, or was that
I thought it was National Guard from a rooftop.
Okay.
From a rooftop.
Or maybe it was ICE. It could have been ICE from a rooftop. But I thought it was a national.
if it's not, I doubt it was the National. I need to find the story because I seriously doubt it was the National Guard.
Yeah, that sounds like murder to me, and it sounds like a guy with his hands up. This is like we're coming back.
No, but he was shot with a rock salt pellet. So,
remember the kid oh yeah, but still, it's murder. If did he die?
No,
They shot him 8 times. Then wasn't it 8 times?
But he was hurt.
I saw
even something like that.
I saw like a white powder explode on his head.
Yeah, I mean, well, even something like that. What if they had triggered him to have, a cardiac arrest, or what if he had an anaphylactic?
What if they shot him in the temple, which is very soft?
I should go to hell for laughing at that white powder bouncing off his head thing. I apologize to the world for my insensitivity to laughing at his white powder head experience.
Well, back to the whole military thing, I would like to know who shot him, because if it was the National Guard, I would find that odd, because even if when you're in, you have rules of engagement. In other words, you can't just, I can't just butt stroke someone because I want to. Even if there's a protest, I can't just I can't just do this. And it depends on what your job is while you're there. I'll give you an example. When we were going to turn Panama back over, because we had a base, it was
an ICE agent. It was an ICE agent.
Oh, see, there you go. It was not that. See, and this is what's going to happen: is the National Guard is going to get lumped in with shit like this. And the National Guard, the reserves, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. When you go somewhere, you have rules of engagement, and generally speaking, it's all because you're not a police force unless they send the military police. You're going to have specific rules, and you're not there to hurt people. You're never there to hurt people unless you're actively engaged in combat. Even when we sent people from NATO, they had rules. And every time you go somewhere, you have rules of engagement.
Well, I appreciate your take on that. But I was thinking about this last night. Remember the Chris Kyle story, the sniper? They made a movie about him. He was one of those guys what you just said, he went straight out the fucking window. He went, when there were looters, he went, according to his story anyway, and nobody was able to verify this, he went on top of a water tower and started picking people off, assuming they were just shooting people. No judge, jury, executioner, that kind of thing. And he was still active military an active military sniper, shooting American citizens that he suspected of looting, with no conscience, and he never faced any kind of consequences for it.
Yeah, I'd never heard that. I did not know that.
Yeah,
freaking horrible.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, right. There was no consequences because that guy went. The guy went to trial, and he was, I think, acquitted. Right?
No, he didn't go to trial. Because he went to train a cadet at a firing range, and the cadet shot him. And killed him.
Oh, I think we're thinking two different things.
No, Kyle, the guy who said he beat up Jesse Ventura, he was a SEAL.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm on a different page than you're on.
He was a SEAL
sniper. That, but I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a deep dive on that because, of course, when they make the movies, all you do is you hear this stuff.
Well, he wrote a book first, and the book was based off the movie. But the story was that this guy was a compulsive liar, like a pathological liar. So nobody believed his story that he went up on the. Because there were no witnesses to this, and I don't think there was any investigation into it. So, but he lied about a lot of shit. He lied about fighting Jesse Ventura, which never happened. And Jesse Ventura took a lot of heat for just suing him over the lie that never happened. Like what do you mean?
Well, Chris Kyle was younger than me. So why would you fight Jesse Ventura anyway? Jesse Ventura is 20.
Because he was in a bar and he was saying
20 years older than me.
Right, but he
wouldn't even try to fight Jesse Ventura.
He was pissed off that saying, I don't know, that Jesse Ventura was bragging about something. He's like, Big Mouth showed up in the bar, and to impress his friends, he knocked out Jesse Ventura. And Jesse Ventura said, that never even happened. I never even met the guy. Why would I be at a party of old SEALs, at a whatever, a reunion of old SEALs, and then get in a fight with another SEAL? It just wouldn't happen.
No, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, but
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, Chad O is here.
But yeah, I do find it upsetting that this is what's gonna happen is the guard's gonna get lumped in with everything else, and as long as you're not getting an unlawful order, you're gonna most likely follow it. An unlawful order would be like, okay, well, we have rules of engagement, and your lieutenant says, "Up, shoot him." Like, okay, well, that's not our rule of engagement. Our rule of engagement is riot control, and the lieutenant just said shoot him. We're like, no, I'm not doing that.
Well, I think there's a fine line between you have the right to disobey an illegal order and you're going to follow it anyway. You know, because
Well,
this,
No.
like I said,
this
Well,
is the Lieutenant Colonel Jessup, the Few Good Men story, where they should have refused the order, right? The code red.
exactly, because if you refuse the order, but then you still go ahead and do it, you have still committed a crime.
that's what I'm saying. There are
And then
people that
you are.
still.
So if
I'm
you
not
make
saying it's
that
not a
decision,
crime.
if you make that decision, you're still going to be the one. You're still going to get punished for it. So
Right. But
that
I'm saying, but
someone
there are people who will execute an illegal order, even though they know it's an illegal order, simply because maybe they just want to shoot somebody, or they
sure,
just
but
think
then they're a bad
they're
person anyway, and they're gonna go to, you're gonna make big rocks into little rocks in a federal prison.
Yeah, I like that Whitney Houston song. Yeah, I want to shoot
But then somebody
somebody.
somebody has to prosecute them, and that's the thing under the Trump administration. Trump just told a bunch of generals, no, we're going to use the United States as training grounds for war.
Which you
And
can't do.
I know that, and the generals didn't push back on it, at least
They
in
will.
public anyway. I
That would
mean,
be
They
good
will.
to
I
see
don't think they
Trump on
can.
the stand. Did you order the code red? You're damn right I did.
Now Trump would say, "I'm colorblind. I don't know what color the
No,
code
Trump would
was."
think you were talking
Go
about
to the-
Mountain Dew.
Let's go to the tape. We have Colonel Jessup on tape ordering the code red now. He's on, right? He gave a big speech where he ordered the code red. I don't know.
Okay.
What the fuck am I saying? I don't know anything. Don't pay
Okay,
attention.
speaking of not knowing anything, Matt, are you ready to bring our guest in?
Yeah, I said Chad O was here like 15 minutes ago. Didn't you hear me? No, I say he's here. Chad, go ahead, GD. Say his last name.
Oh,
Chad O.
I'm
Chad O.
going to do it from memory. Oshovsky?
That's close enough. Chad O. He's a stand-up comedian by night, dark fiction writer by day, a part of the Austin comedy scene, and we want to definitely talk to him about that. Let's say hello to Chad O, who was supposed to be here yesterday, but had.
What's up, guys? Yeah, I apologize.
I don't know. It's over with. Oh, good. You brought the books because I had the books, but it was kind of laid out for one guy on the bottom, not for two guys on the bottom. So, yeah, your books, Dreamt and Roommate.
Yeah, you actually said that right, because most people say Dream Tea for some reason, but yeah, it's Dreamt.
And
Yeah.
see,
Well, that's how English people say it. They say dreamt.
Yeah.
Not,
Not dreamed.
Right.
Well, see, now I'm looking, because of the way it's written, I'm thinking of it like an empty dream. MT, because when in inventory, when something is empty, we just wrote MT, which meant there's nothing there. And so I'm thinking like an empty dream.
Yeah, the D and the E, M and the T are all capitalized because when we dream, that's what we produce, DMT, and there's some DMT in this book.
Oh, I was just reviewing my stuff with Dr. Rick Strassman, who was the pioneer in DMT research.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how it gets activated when you dream. Your pineal gland just excretes DMT into your brain. Like, whoa, that's very cool. You should be able to do that with any drug that you prefer.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Before we talk about the dark fiction,
yeah,
I wanted, because 2 days ago I saw a video I have not watched yet. I put it in my watch later. It said the Austin comedy scene is dying and nobody cares. And I was like, well, that's interesting. I would think the comedians there care. First of all, from your perspective, is it true that the Austin comedy scene is dying?
I wouldn't say so. No, I think we've opened up some new clubs that are even better now too. I think I think maybe the Rogan hype might be fading away, which could very well be a possibility. But if you go to the Mothership website and try to buy tickets, it's still very hard to get tickets for a lot of the good shows. So I don't see them. It's a comedy tourist situation down here. You'll see people who work day jobs who take 2 weeks off to come down here and just do comedy for 2 weeks, or try to get on Kill Tony for 2 weeks. And it's a tourism aspect of it all. So as far as it dying, I know people want it to be, the fade away is just a fad, but it's not. It's not really fading away. It's not really dying. It's actually growing down here like stupid.
I think what people want, and I agree. I hear what you say. There is this desire for comedy to cull the herd a little bit of all the. And I hate this because you can't just discount people who are just starting out because they're just starting out. You don't know if they're going to get good. But
Yeah.
there's way too many people on that level just starting out.
Oh yeah, and
Bottom heavy.
there's a lot of people with dreams and nothing else. They have, they don't have a car to sleep in. They're renting cars to sleep in under the bridge down there to do comedy. It's ridiculous. But if you have a broken down car, park it under the bridge and make $20 a week to rent out to a homeless comedian, because that's what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So are they coming to the first stop is always Kill Tony, right?
It seems like it, yeah. The second stop is the Creek in the Cave, and they start going to like Shakespeare's and Narbar. They start filling it up. I stay away from a lot of the downtown 6th Street open mics just because it's the same comedians all the time.
Right.
I venture out to like the north side a lot of different clubs that aren't so I don't know, I guess filled with homeless comedians.
Well, so Chad, how long have you been doing comedy?
This will be my 4th year now. And I started here in Austin specifically to get on Kill Tony. That was my goal, was to do comedy on Kill Tony for the first time. And I did not do it that way, but that was my aspiration, was to get on Kill Tony and have that holy shit moment, this guy's funny type of thing. And instead, I signed up 63 times before I got on.
Now, I saw this, I think it was your second appearance on Kill Tony, and Tony actually seemed to remember you and said you've improved. So my thing is, there's two things about that. First of all, how did you feel that he remembered you? And two, the sheer fact that he remembered you enough to say that you've gotten better.
It's good. When I first got here, I came from LA. I used to be in LA as a screenwriter and a director. And when I was out there, I used to hang out in the green rooms all the time with the comedians because they all wanted to be in my movies. So I would be like at the Laugh Factory or the Comedy Store hanging out with these guys. So when I got to Austin, they recognized me. They knew me. And they thought I was just visiting. And so I would hang out in the green room with Tony occasionally, after Kill Tony, and we'd hang out and talk and stuff. But as soon as he found out I was an open micer, that's when shit stopped. So he put me out there on my own to let me figure it out. And then he's kind of watched the progress over the years. And I just got on this last Monday again, too.
Wow. How many times have you done it?
This is my 3rd time now. And I've signed up every week for the last 4 years.
For some reason on your website, it seemed like you had been on there many times because there's that scroll along thing, and I couldn't tell if this is all from one. Because it doesn't even look like you're wearing the same clothes. So I'm thinking
let's get. I just want to get the math kind of. I just want to get the math kind of close to right. You say you signed up every week for the past 4 years, which is what, roughly 208 times. Yeah, and you made it 3 times.
Yes, and there will be people that go and sign up for the first time and get on every fucking week. So it's weird to the luck of the bucket draw is I tried really hard to get on, and some people just walk in and just get pulled. That's crazy.
Now I know a person who went on twice the same night because they actually used 2 different names because they had their name and they put their character's name in.
Did they not recognize them and say you were just up here?
Yes, he recognized them and he says, how did you he says, well, no, I'm here as my character before I was honest, and so they got on twice, but he was like cruel, super cruel.
And that person's probably the reason that we have wristbands and numbers now, because you can't do that no more.
I have to let her know that she revamped all of Kill Tony.
Yeah, they when you sign in, they give you a number. That's the number on your wristband, and so that number has to match your slip now, because people did go, "Oh, that's me," or think it was some other name, and get pulled up there and it wasn't them. I
would take that person to the gas station and buy some scratch off lottery.
You get pulled twice in a night. It's crazy.
I don't want to get you there because it's going to sound like I'm trying to get you to bash Kill Tony, and I'm not. But the idea that you just mentioned, all these homeless guys and people, the idea that it's filling people with false hope, I think is the worst side effect from Kill Tony, because it's helping some people.
Sure,
Pam Patterson is on SNL now, but for the majority of these people, it's feeding their delusion.
Sure, I'm one of those. I am.
At least he's
I came out there, thinking I was going to be best friends with Tony. We're going to make it. I was going to get on. I was going to just climb and.
But you were best friends with Tony until you told him you were doing comedy.
Yeah, is that great? So yeah, that's how it kind of works out. You know, everybody has to start at the bottom, and it's up to the fans to get that trajectory. I set up many times with Tim Stifler, several times. We stood together, and even the day he went out as Timmy No Breaks, we were standing in the Vulcan bullpen together. It just rained on us and everything. I go, "Hey, aren't you glad you sold your marketing company to come do this?" And he goes, "Living the dream, brother, living the dream." And sure enough, he got called moments after that conversation.
Wow, the dream.
Yeah.
It is a dream. It could be a nightmare from my perspective. So did the panel treat you, and were there was anybody that would say, "Whoa," was on the panel when you were there?
So we can't, we're not supposed to give away any spoilers,
So not from Monday night.
Get on again. Yeah, they have this whole hold over us that we can't say anything if we want to come back. But yeah, it was a big panel, and what happened this time? So my buddy Charlie Mack, he has those Not for Kids books, and I also wrote Not for Kids books, and we used to exchange them. We used to talk and hang out together, and he's like, "Man, you gotta get your books on there. You gotta get your books on there." So this last time, I actually brought my books on to give them to each. So I brought my Not for Kids books on the show. I gave them to them, and they weren't impressed. It didn't go well.
You have like 4, I think. Yeah, if I remember, you have like 4 different Not for Kids books based on your stand-up material.
Exactly, that's what it is, and that's what we did discuss this last week. And I got out of there pretty quick. But
wow,
there was no improvement this time, we'll say.
I have the writerchado.com in the scroll, and it's in the description for people. Now, I don't see you do have the books there and the comedy stuff. Don't you? Do you also have a podcast? Do you run a radio show podcast or something?
We did. I was doing ATX Comedy Review, but then I moved up further north, and nobody wants to drive out here because they're homeless. They don't have cars, So my podcast kind of fell off, and so
good. It sounds like you have a different. Okay, now hear me out. I could be because I'm not known for my great ideas. Okay, but
no,
it sounds like if you could just start a business giving cars. Not homes. See, a lot of people are trying to give homes to homeless people. It sounds like you just want to give them a car, which is a lot cheaper than a home, and they actually could live in it.
Right.
So that seems like that's where you should be directing energy.
Cars for comedians.
Giving cars to homeless comedians and not homes.
The car thing I relate to because I couldn't even get John to come pick me up for an open mic.
As a matter of fact, they would have cars for kids. You even got, we can do just Cars for Comics. Just start that off right now. Cars for Comics. You have like maybe some comics playing guitars or something like that. I don't know. But I'm just hearing me out. It's just something. It's a working model in my head right now. It's just a working model.
I like a working model. What does she look like?
Yeah.
I prefer
she looks like Cheryl Tiggs, but had a bad day.
All right. Now your fiction is dark fiction.
Yeah.
Is your comedy dark? John is a fan of dark and a practitioner of dark comedy. Is your comedy? Would you call it dark or?
Yeah, you can definitely call it dark. I do have fun. One of the improv games I like to play sometimes is name an object, and I'll tell you how I kill myself with that object.
Oh,
I like that.
Yeah,
that's actually, that's actually. I think
that's a challenge because I would try to. How do you think
that's steel worthy? I think that is very creative and very steel worthy.
Yeah. The difference between me and Chad is I would say name an object, and I'll tell you how I will kill you with that.
Right.
All right. hey, let's play along. We'll be able. We can go. I don't know. Pick
let's
banana. Q-tip. No, Q-tip.
Q-tips. Those are easy because everybody's gonna stick them in their ear or their nose. But have you ever stuck a Q-tip in your pee hole?
Oh,
I thought you just wish you did.
And deeper, and eventually you're gonna want to die.
Well, Chad, I hate to disappoint you, but but somebody did it for me. A 1/2-inch drill bit all the way up my penis.
Oh, yeah, see, I appeal to the guys like you. That's who.
And it was on. It was
shit.
So yeah. All right, John. How would you kill me with a Q-tip?
Oh, that's easy. I would lead it along the line of your inner canthus right up.
Not
through,
fair. He's got fucking medical fucking shit going on
right up
here.
through the basal skull.
I should have fucking
Scramble your brain.
known. I should have
Now,
known.
with or without the swab, would you cut the swab off first?
Oh no,
Better.
no. The swab is at least the swab. Leave that on. Give him a little bit of comfort at first. Make it,
I'm just wondering. If they
it's like stabbing someone with a spoon. You know, why should I make the end sharp?
I'm anticipating mail. Like, why did you have somebody drill your dick? But
it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't one of those volunteer things. When Matt goes, excuse me, we're testing out the efficiency of a DeWalt drill for penis surgery.
I'm not a masochist.
Part of the study.
I will say, if you had the longer cotton tipped applicator from like that we have in the offices, if you had one of those, I would do that through the nose though, so I could go through the sphenoid bone.
Right.
And
Yeah.
scramble the brain.
I have seen that them jam those fucking things all the way up there.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? You're trying to get brain? You're trying to get a brain sample?
COVID test was too much for me. I don't know.
So now you're writing during the day. You're writing dark stuff during it. You don't do it like in the same day. Like you just finished writing this really macabre piece in a novel, and then go to a comedy club.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. I try to get 10 to 20 pages done a day.
Oh wow.
And then I'll try to get 2 or 3 mics a day as well.
Wow. In music we call that switching gears. Like you go from like a Jewish bar mitzvah in the day to a rock club at night. That's switching gears. Is that difficult? Like to go from the writing, you're in this writing mode, you did 20 pages, now you got to go out and just kind of riff and on a mic. Is that a difficult transition to make?
No, because when I'm writing, I'll think of funny stuff while I'm doing it. Because the fear and laughter are very close together. Whenever you get scared, you kind of laugh. It's that jolt. And so I'll get funny things come to me while I'm writing the horror stuff, and then I'll put that premise. Like let's see here, let me just pull up what I did today, just because it's funny. So like I'll slow it out there. So whenever I talk to my wife directly, she can never hear me. She's always ignores me or doesn't understand what I say. But as soon as I go in the next room, I could be like, "Fucking bitch, what'd you say?"
I know it. I know it very well.
She gets super hearing. So that was kind of like from what I wrote today was this instead of beating her to death with a sack of hammers, I just make it a light little joke, and then I can go say that at night and not kill her during the day.
Yeah. You say something like, you go in the other room and like, I can't wait to shove your head on a pike. See what
Yes, I like your humor.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys should just hang out and just get morbid together, and we could just like leave, and you guys could have a Morba fest. A Morba fest.
Chad, can I ask a question? Or sorry, Chado.
Well, it's fine. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, man.
So when you're not writing and you're not doing comedy, are you photographing middle school students?
No, they send me their pictures voluntarily.
Okay.
It's kind of crazy. It's weird because kids don't have a place they can go safe anymore online. When we were kids, we used to be able to chat with adults freely. Now all the kids think I'm a cop. It's kind of fucked up.
Wow.
I was just referring to your backdrop. It looks like one I had when I was in 3rd grade. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Middle school pictures. I see.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 peak comedians who deal with the dark arts. The dark arts, the darker side of comedy. I was this is after a performance, and I was talking with 3 other comedians, and we were talking about our childhoods, and we'd all come from abusive childhoods, and we were talking about the fist fights and the spousal abuse, domestic abuse, but we were all telling it like jokes, and we were cracking each other up, and we said to ourselves, we've got to make this we have to do a show about domestic abuse. And immediately one of the other comics was like, "Oh no, we can never do this in public." But we were cracking each other up, and I could tell if like I'm one of those people who believes like you can do anything on stage if you can sell it. Sure. And we were selling it to each other, and we would but they were
I ain't buying it.
Yeah. You got to know your audience, though. I have a friend who does a joke about, I'm not going to steal it from you, Nolan, but I'm just going to say it. He does a joke where he says, I hate it when I'm dating a girl and then she breaks up with me and then I find out she's dating someone who hits her. He's like, what? You thought I wouldn't hit you?
Yeah.
Look at his ask. So
Yeah.
You
I
see,
would-
now I when you started that, I was thinking he was going to say hit her harder because it's like I was holding my punches. She could have stayed. I was just holding my punches, but okay, he went someplace different.
his joke is way better. That was just
for anybody, if there are females out there, we are not endorsing. I just want to.
No, I'm just saying that.
Absolutely not.
I know.
I would much rather be hit by a woman. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't
Feel
know.
free to
My
hit
wife,
me.
my
If
wife,
you do hit one, I understand.
my
Sometimes
wife has punched
they
me
do
in the
ask for it.
face, and I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy.
No, I
it.
mean in a good way, not in that way. No.
My first wife tried to Al Green me, okay, but without the grits. It was with hot water, just straight up
wow.
hot water.
Wow.
That's no good.
I've
Did-
had my wife has given me 2 black eyes.
Were
Wait
you-
a minute. 2 black GUYS.
That's what my wife
2
said.
black
Black
EYES.
Two
Black
sounds like-
eyes.
Oh, it sounds like she gave you 2.
Yeah, I got my
No, it wasn't my
black
birthday.
eyes for you.
She didn't give me 2 black. It wasn't my birthday. What are you talking about?
And yeah, was it a gift? Like, here, I brought you 2 black eyes. Do
Or
it.
was it slavery in Michigan?
Bought them at the slave market down in New Orleans. I'm sorry. I'll just show 'em-
I
I'll
take
show 'em
offense at that. I think everyone knows that I'm 5% Congolese.
Congolese.
Yeah, we do that.
I thought she was wasn't she in the Bush cabinet?
Yeah, I'm just back in Warren Zevon land in Warren the Headless Thompson gunner with the Congolese.
Yeah, she was Congolese or rice. She was in the Bush administration.
That's funny.
That's fucked. He was
This
hot,
is-
man. I'm just gonna say it.
In any of your sexual experience, and this goes out to all 3 of you guys, have you ever been with a woman who just like crazy, like a woman who takes out candles and starts burning you during sex, not just dripping hot wax on you, but actually burning you with the fucking the flame of the candle?
No,
Yes.
God, no, that sounds amazing. No.
I hated it. I was like, well,
yeah, I would
this is
hate
what
it
I
too.
signed up for.
I didn't.
I'm a guy who's had a drill bit in his dick, and I don't like. I'm not.
Yeah, my wife leaves me these little romantic hints around the house. Like this morning, she got up really early, and she went downstairs and she cut my brake lines.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's foreplay. That's foreplay, or is that forethought? I get those 2 mixed up sometimes. Foreplay and forethought.
Wow. Yeah, because you were talking about these abusive things. I was in a relationship with a woman. It didn't last long, but she was just very creative in the way she wanted to hurt me. It's like, where did pain come into this whole fucking thing? I don't get that.
Yeah.
Now, when she did that, Matt, did you think of your mom or your dad?
Neither.
Yeah.
They hurt me in other ways. They hurt me in what is
Show
that?
me on this doll where you were hurt.
He's smiling too much.
I think you got your thumb over it or your finger
Okay.
over it.
Matt, show me on this, Matt. Show me on this.
Oh,
where you were
Jesus
hurt.
Christ.
That's exactly it. All of that.
At least it's still in
All
the package.
Yeah, all of that. Anyway,
This
yeah.
is fair. This is
Fire is
fair.
not fire is not a good thing. Fire is not something you should
You've
play
heard
with.
fire bad.
Yeah. 50 Shades and your all favorite movie. No,
This
I
is
don't
like one of those things that go like, okay, ooh. All right.
50 Shades.
you're gonna get all toxic with that. All right. So now let me ask you about the writing thing. Because are you with a traditional publisher or are you self-publishing?
This is self-published, yeah.
Is that if you had to like break the two, stand-up comedy aspirations or publishing, the harder business to actually succeed in and feel like you're gaining traction or moving forward in your career?
Well, financially, I've made more money selling books than I've ever done doing stand-up.
Really?
Yeah, but okay.
That's not that
I've
much,
made
though.
more money. I've made more money.
Yeah,
drinking
I was
soda.
just thinking you could
Yeah.
sell
Exactly.
one book and say that to a lot of people.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
So stand-up's not a it's about personal growth. It's like a good golf game. It's you're only playing against yourself.
Sure, tell
You know,
yourself.
so
that.
it's if you're delusional enough to think you're good, then you're fine. But if you're real and you suck and you're trying to get that to improve every day, then that's true improvement. You're actually going out there like, man, I need to write better or whatever. This last stand up, this last Kill Tony, I knew that I have to change my style now. I can't go up there with just set of punch jokes anymore. I'm gonna have to do something more. I have to grow from this. I
How
can't.
difficult is it to do like write 1 minute? Because to me, that could be one joke.
Depends on
With
what kind of
GD,
comedian-
with
depends
GD,
on what
that
kind
wouldn't
of
even be a
comedian you are.
premise. He wouldn't be done with the premise yet. He'd be like setting up. He'd be halfway through the premise. Oh, that's
And
your
that's
time.
why I will never, and no matter how many times Tony calls me and asks me, I will never be on Kill Tony because I don't have it inside of me to do that kind of 1 minute.
Right, and a lot of people think that way, but really, in your setups and whatnot, you're getting laughs, right? You're not just set up a long, slow, no laugh premise.
don't think
You're
I've seen
getting
his
laughs
special.
every 20 seconds or whatever. Or the goal, the real goal for Kill Tony is to get a laugh every 6 seconds. So if you can get
Wow.
10 laughs in there, in that premise, in that one story, that joke, then you can do one joke. But I my formula is 3. I do 3 short jokes, but there's laughs in those 3 jokes. It's not just one big punchline. It's laugh, 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 big laugh, 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 big laugh, 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 big laugh.
Wow.
And
I
those,
appreciate your input there, but if you put that in my head that I need a fucking laugh every 6 seconds, I'd be looking at my watch 6 seconds in. I didn't get a fucking laugh. Now I'm fucking.
no,
I'm
you just
behind.
gotta feel it. Once you get there, it just flows. When you're in that flow state, you know that. I went to the store today, and that dumb bitch, whatever it is, you're just setting up you're setting up a bigger premise, but everything you say is funny,
Right.
and that's where it stands out.
Do you think though, from that standpoint, with the 1 minute, that's super accurate? I mean, are you going to transform that into a 15-minute set where you can do one somebody's laughing at you every 6 seconds?
I mean, honestly, so like people like that just want, like the guy who just won funniest guy in Austin at Cap City. His name's JJ Curry, and he just got here from Colorado. He wasn't in Austin this whole time. Whatever. He just got here and became the funniest guy in Austin immediately. And all he does is talk about himself and how funny, what's going on in his life. So so much about this guy, and whether it's a minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, it's all the same story. It all goes together. It's all part of him. So he can take out that 15-minute section, or he take that 15-minute bit and turn it into 1 minute of just funny, or 3 minutes of funny, or 5 minutes, and then do the 20-minute section or do the hour, because everything he says is funny for a minute, no matter where it's at. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I get that. I understand that. I mean, it's not too different from what sometimes I accomplish.
Is it?
When was that?
Was it really? Or
I don't know. Yeah. You know what?
It's all about feel. Don't if you ever think it, then that's not your set style yet.
right?
But once you start getting those audiences and whatnot, I mean, so if you do a set at the Mothership at the Little Boy, those people buy tickets to laugh, and everybody kills. It doesn't matter who you are, what kind of jokes you tell, you're gonna get big laughs. But the people who get bam, 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 those laughs, those are the ones who I see stand above everybody else.
I have heard that kind of mentality for a long time, and I'm not going to argue with it. But there was a time where I took 5 people to a comedy club. I paid for all the tickets. We all paid to go in there to see this stuff. 5 comedians came on, and in the room, I'm telling you, there wasn't one laugh for like the 2-hour show that we saw. It was
Terrible.
Nobody laughed at any of it.
You feel like you got ripped off.
Yes.
Yeah. You paid to
Yeah,
laugh.
you got to go to laugh. I mean, there's a show in San Diego at the American Comedy Company, and they have a bucket pull during the week also, and you get, I think it's 3 minutes, but they pay to go. The audience pays to go.
Oh wow!
It's an actual show, and it's all bucket pull. And then at the end, they have like some other people that do like a little bit of a longer set, like 5-10 minutes, whatever. But those people are there to laugh, and pretty much everybody that's on the bucket pull that went up got quite a few laughs because they're there to enjoy themselves and have a good time.
I appreciate that, and I felt the same way. Like I paid to laugh. I'm almost obligated to myself to laugh at this point. But then when it feels like I'm at a poetry open mic night, like where's the fucking
it's hard
joke
to
here?
laugh.
It's terrible.
I can't even force myself. So a fake laugh here, just so I feel like I'm not getting ripped off.
Well,
Yeah.
interpretation of comedy is so varied. In the way you've just described it, where it's like being at a slam poetry or whatever. There, I see so much of that. I'm like, there was not one funny moment in what you just did. 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Not at no point did you did you do this at home in front of a mirror and crack yourself up? Because none of this was funny. Why are you even doing it? And I understand personal growth, but this is not the
And
And
place
on that
for it.
particular
and the
night, one
worst
of the
thing-
one of the comedians was a good friend of all 5 of us. We really wanted to support him.
Yeah.
He's dead now, so we could say this. He wasn't funny at all.
We're not funny.
But the worst
No.
thing is when they're not funny and they want to look like it's the audience's fault.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I
it's
hear that
like,
a lot.
why aren't you laughing? Why aren't you laughing? What's going on? I'm funny. Why aren't you laughing?
But I'll tell you, even on a big scale. So I was in the green room at the Vulcan with Tony Hinchcliffe, Hans Kim, and David Lucas, and Joe Rogan was on stage. And Tony just got off stage. He goes back there. I saw the show. I thought everybody was laughing, having a good time. He goes back there pissed off. This audience is dead. They don't know what funny is.
Fuck
They're not
off.
laughing. So even at that level, you think that you should get more laughs or better laughs. So I think everybody has that mentality. This audience sucks. Why can't they be better? Why can't they laugh at that one part or whatever? So I think
No, you got to look at yourself.
right. That's what I was getting. Once you separate the audience from you, and you just do your thing every time, it doesn't matter what the audience does. You were funny. You put out all you can, whether they laugh or not. That might be the audience, but sometimes it's going to be you.
I
And
definitely
I-
don't have the makeup to be a stand-up comedian. I would go home and cry every fucking night.
Well,
So
see,
I
if you're never
went-
successful, if you've never killed and you've been doing it for years, then it doesn't bother you. Like I've never killed, so
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't know what killing is either. It
I
sounded like a
don't
good
know
crowd
what
to
it
me,
is.
but maybe it wasn't a killing crowd. Yeah.
yeah, my type of comedy doesn't usually elicit that type of response because
Sure.
when I do comedy, and maybe this is with you, Chad O, as well, that I could do comedy for 30, 50, 60 people or even 10 people. And on average, it's probably 1 out of 8 people that really dig my comedy.
Sure.
And they're dying and everybody else is like, what the fuck just happened?
Right.
And that's enough for me until maybe either I quit doing comedy or I build up an audience that specifically goes to see my type of comedy.
And that will happen. If you do 100 shows and there are only 8 people laugh at each show, eventually you're gonna have 800 people laughing at your shit.
Yeah.
So
and that's how it works. It's a cumulative laughter.
yeah,
Sure.
get their emails, make sure they follow you. Yeah. Don't put your last name out there so it's really easy for them to follow you.
I think
I usually record my sets as a general rule of thumb, and I there's one show I headlined, and I thought it went well. No, I'm not saying killed. I'm saying it went well. It was what I expected. I got what I wanted, and then but the
Not
camera
thrown
was
out.
still rolling. The camera was still rolling because I had not turned it off yet, and people were leaving. And there's this one voice in the back, and the woman goes, "My face hurts from laughing so much."
That's nice.
That one soundbite is like it made everything. I mean, that show, even though in my mind I know the show just went well,
Yeah.
the hearing that one thing just still it's like it's almost like having a trophy on my wall.
Right. Heroin addicts call it chasing the dragon.
I don't have a
Yeah.
dragon,
That's,
Right.
but I
try
like
to get
that.
that
Yeah,
one thing again. Yeah. That one
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
yeah.
I did a mic the other day as an example. And no, everybody dropped. It was Mind Dog's fault because he didn't go.
Yeah, well, I was waiting for a ride.
But everybody dropped. So I told a bunch of them. There was only like 4 or 5. I was like, all right, everybody's doing 10 minutes, except you. You're doing 7 because you're not funny. And then like whatever we can. If you guys want to do 15, do 15. And everybody's like, well, I don't know if I can do 15. I'm like, okay, don't just tell me when you want to go. Be done. I did 15 and I did my typical set, and people were laughing, but they were scared to laugh out loud. They were doing all that stuff. And they were a bunch of them. There was this one lady who laughed every time I told a joke, and she was dying on the inside, but she was at the bar and she wouldn't turn around. So finally I just called her out and I was like, you, the lady over there who's laughed at every joke I've done, who's pretending not to notice that I'm talking to her. Yeah, you, the one with the phone. Turn around. She turned around. I was like, I go, yeah, but I see that a lot where people just they stifle their laugh. Like, you're not going to go to hell if you
Yeah,
laugh.
Yeah.
okay, John, your stuff is a lot like a Rorschach test. Okay, when people, it's like, that was a joke. I saw a sick puppy. I saw a dying puppy. Another one is someone else goes, I heard a cry for help. It's like,
Yeah, with the laughing thing, I tend to I can lose it a little bit, and there have been a couple of times. Joe List is one that comes to mind where I was laughing and choking. I was laughing so hard I was choking, and he heard that from the stage, and then he did like a 3-minute bit on my choking in the audience.
Yeah.
And I felt like, man, I felt embarrassed, but I just wanted to run out. Like, I'm here to laugh. I'm supporting the guy. I couldn't help myself that I laughed so fucking hard that I got in this choking thing.
That's a good
But
point.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that woman's perspective that I'm laughing. Don't pick on me.
Yeah.
I think she dug it. I think she dug it.
the first time I saw Christopher Titus, this is before I actually had met him and talked. This is like the first time I'm seeing him on stage. He tells this joke, and I was the only one to laugh. I mean, I laughed hard because I got it. I mean, I knew and he goes, okay, I wrote that for me. It was funny. He said, but why did you laugh? And
now you put on the spot. You got to explain why you're laughing.
Yeah, and I saw it, and I said, I get it, and I did. I explained it why I laughed, and that's why we bonded after that. I mean, we talked for like, well, we became like really good.
I would have just started crying. Please stop picking on me. Please go pick on somebody else.
No, but you made that guy's night though for choking and laughing like that. Yeah, I mean, he was probably like, dude, thank you so much. That's awesome.
I don't think he remembers. I've talked to him since. Well, I should bring. Did you remember that night at the stand when the guy was choking? And that was me.
He goes, I listen to that recording every day. It's my dragon I chase.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good feeling. But I will say this though, I don't know why, but no one has made me. Very rarely does someone like just make me laugh so hard like that, and that's great when they do, but it doesn't happen super often.
Yeah, you do need to do mushrooms more. Is
that
I
what it
could
is?
say there are a couple of guys. Mark Norman definitely. Not when Mark Norman is doing his trying out, because at the stand that's where they go to try out new stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But if I just go to see Norman where he's doing an hour, he has made me laugh that hard because he's
awesome.
Attell on occasion has made me laugh that hard.
Okay.
Eric Rhodes
used to. I don't know if he does that for you anymore because he's changed the way he does stuff now.
Well,
now
with the fucking flute things.
Yeah, it's almost like, I don't know. To be honest, and I'm not saying this because let's put it this way. I think he's near the end and he's running out of material, but he still wants to get paid and be relevant. But that's just my personal opinion.
Last time I saw Attell, I was very disappointed. I have to say that was at Governor's. It was the second show. Now, to be fair, I think somebody died during the first show, and we were waiting outside in the cold while an ambulance came and took a body out.
Yeah, he just killed. Why would he do it twice in a row?
And then, also to be fair, there were way too many comedians on the bill. I think he had 7 people go on before him. It was just like, I want to get to Dave Attell. It's 2:00 in the morning. When's Dave Attell coming up?
Right. When you're paying to see him, it's just one thing to have like one or two, like a feature in a opener. Sure, that's like standard fare. But when you pay to see somebody, and then you got like 5, 6, 7 comedians before they come on.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean, and the thing is, I understand sometimes he's doing it because some of these people are friends of his, and he's trying to give them a break. Right. I understand that. I've seen that happen with him. And even one of those people gave me a break, had me open for them. But that person actually was already established. He didn't need a break. He's already established, but he was there, and Attell goes, hey, this is my good friend, and he did like 10 minutes, you know.
Yeah. If Dave Attell is listening, which I know he's not, you make me laugh. You still got it, Dave. Come on the show. That's all I'm saying.
I kind of like the format that Stephen Hofstadter just did at the show that he was at in Grand Rapids. He had 2 guys, he had the opener and the feature. They did a little bit of time. It was fun. And then Steve came on and did 30 minutes, and that was it. And I was like, wow, that was like perfect. I'm so used to them doing like 40 minutes, an hour, whatever. He did 30 minutes, was done. And then all 3 of them came out. And before the show, they give you like this little scan card that you can ask them questions, and they'll answer the questions and like they're basically improvising, off of your questions and interacting with the audience. And that was a lot of fun. So I don't expect a lot of people to do that, but I'm like, you know what? I can understand where people get antsy if you're doing like 45 minutes, an hour, and he just did it in a half an hour and it was a
I
solid
think
half
this
hour.
is epidemic. There are comedians who don't know when to close. They don't know they've reached a high note and it's not going to get any funnier than after that. And then they go on and do another 30 minutes after that. And it's for somebody who went to 31 comedy shows in a year, paid to go see 31 different comics in a year, that seemed to be an ongoing epidemic kind of thing where people just went too long. It was good for the first hour. The last 45 minutes was just, when am I getting out of here?
Yeah.
And so I think there's something to know about when to get off stage. Know when your time is. Know when you've hit your high note, and get off.
Yeah, Chad. Oh,
yeah. That's usually my first joke. All right, have a good night.
All right, bye.
It was that Jackie Mason would do that, where he would go out and they'd introduce Jackie Mason. He'd go out and they were applauding. And he was like, "All right, that's it.
That's what I'm gonna get."
Now it's funny. I was at an open mic, and this one guy came out, and it was toward the end of this thing, and he comes up, he goes on stage, and it wasn't even a real joke. He just said something, and it got a big laugh, and it wasn't what he planned on saying, but it got a huge laugh. And he goes, "Thank you," and he just left the stage right after that. He was like,
yeah.
No,
that's funny.
Jackie Mason, Jackie Martling sent me files that he produced Jackie Mason's last album that never got released.
Yeah, I listened to half of it last night.
Election. Oh, you got it? Yeah.
Yeah, he sent it to me too.
Election Day stuff. Election Day 1980, which is that's 45 years ago. Holy fuck. But I don't know why it never got released, but Jackie also was kind enough to give me Jackie Mason's daughter's contact. I'm going to get her on the program. That should be an interesting. Probably young people like, who the fuck is Jackie Mason? For people my age,
it's because he was good. He was really good.
Yeah, I had to dip into the memory banks to try to remember the Carter administration. It's like, do I remember anything about that? I'm like, no, I really don't.
I got people used to say I sounded like, this is why people thought I was Jewish, because I used to talk like Jackie Mason. I would say, you're flipping over there. And why are you doing a Jackie Mason impression? No, that's just the way I talk. So you're a Jew.
Yeah, in theory, I'm going. In theory, if Jackie Mason probably talked at normal pace, he probably only did like 4 jokes a night. But because of the pace that he talked, he probably got like 80 jokes in. Yeah. It's like, well,
this one was really good because he was imitating a conversation with Ted Kennedy, and you know how they've got that Connecticut accent.
Yeah.
So you should listen to it just for that. That part is hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm upset that Jackie left me out of the loop and didn't send me the files.
Chad got it too. Chad got the same file.
Yeah. I wonder if Steven didn't get it. He probably left the Black and Cripple out. That's what
I didn't get that. But I'm not going to say to Jackie I'm butthurt because you didn't send me the files. I'm just.
Well, maybe he just doesn't have you in his contact or whatever.
No, I'm in his contacts. He just, because I just asked him I just said, good luck with your doctor's appointment. He goes, thank you. It's just a checkup.
Like, thank you. Fuck off. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Did he say, why didn't Matt ask me?
No. And he didn't call me queer again.
Sorry.
Stop calling me queer.
Sorry, we're ignoring Chad. Sorry, Chad.
Wow, that's fucked up because I got a queer and like 1 o'clock this morning he called me queer over something. Like, why'd you take this CD off the queer list and I'm still on there. Anyway, let's go back to Chad. Chad, are you
no, we've ignored Chad for 20.
Are you a how do I say fan of the history of comedy, like the people who came before your generation?
Yeah. I mean, I started off watching like A&E's Evening at the Improv or those types of shows. Like I watched like Paula Poundstone and those old comics that were before me. That way as a kid they were old reruns and stuff. Even so, like Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy. Those guys were always there. I listened to one of my first comedy albums was the Cheech and Chong album that they had, the one with Sister Mary Elephant and Dave's Not Here. Those.
Was that Big Bamboo?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was exactly.
Sister Mary Elephant was first on their I forget the Yellow album, the very first album, but then it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
also on Big Bamboo, and they did another one at Pedro E. Man at the Drive-In. That album, she's also on that. She was a frequent
Yeah,
frequent
recurring.
character. They went
Yeah.
back.
Now, Matt, this is actually this question. I don't know who this question is for, but I'm just gonna put it out there. A lot of comedians to this day, I mean, years later, when they talk about the greats, they still say Richard Pryor, still mention. Do you think there's going to be a day when people just aren't going to know who Richard Pryor is? You understand what I'm saying? It's like he was so far in history
Yeah.
that
I
it
think
won't be
that's
a reference
today, really.
anymore.
I think that's today. I think we're just old guys talking about
Yeah,
it.
I think you're
Eventually,
right.
once we're gone, that's gonna be it.
Let me try this one on you, Chad. Do you know who Robert Klein is?
I do not think off the top
Robert
of my head.
Klein. See that this is Robert Klein
And he's
is
history. He
from
really is history.
Yeah.
he's from the era of Carlin and Pryor, and he was the one who actually set the bar for comedy specials. He was one of the he was HBO's first comedy special guy, and at the time he was the biggest thing he was up there with Carlin and Pryor in that and no when I had him on, people were like, wow, who is this guy? Wait, who is this guy? To
And
me,
he was hilarious. He was
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, you got to go back and watch his clips. You can get plenty of them on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I know who he is. Yeah, I'm looking him up now.
yeah.
Now, was he? Now I can't remember. Did we have somebody on the show, Matt, who was involved in Sharknado, and he had Robert Klein? Was that Robert Klein who was the mayor?
Dan Pasternak. Yeah.
Dan Pasternak. That's it. Okay.
Yeah. Also, what was the guy's name? I can't think of his name now. Damn it. One of the Robbie Rist, who was cousin Oliver on the Brady Bunch, if you remember.
Oh wow.
He was also in Sharknado and talked a little bit about Robert Klein's input on that movie.
Oh,
Anyway,
that's cool.
Chad, can I share now? This is going to bore it because GT could probably do this better than me. He's probably heard it or as good as me. Heard me say this. And how to sell more books. How to juice the algorithm to help you sell more books. Would you like to know how the self-publishing world is stacked against you and the algorithms on Amazon? Would you like to hear?
Yeah. Tell me.
Right.
Tell me
For your next novel, this is something to consider.
Uh-huh.
What is typically done now is people will self-publish the book to Amazon, but not in dark humor, not in dark fiction, you put it in some fucking ridiculous category that nobody is going to even know it's there. You put it for free, like as an audiobook or an ebook, and you tell all your friends to download it. Don't tell anybody about it. It's got zero. You put it up for $0 in an obscure category, so nobody will find it. You get your friends to download it, and they're getting tagged as verified purchasers because it's $0. They don't have to spend any money on it, and then their reviews count much more towards the algorithm. So once you do that for like 2 days or a week or so, you have all your friends going on there leaving positive reviews, downloading it, verified users. It becomes a bestseller. Then you switch it, you put a price on it, and you put it in dark fiction, and all of a sudden the algorithm wants to show it to more people.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. Big time, and I feel like it's cheating the system a lot, but that's why I'm out there exposing it to all new authors and people who are having difficulty selling books, because I feel like it's like steroids. It's like baseball. Baseball players on steroids. Some of them are on steroids and some of them are not. Let's put it either everybody on steroids or nobody on steroids. So
Matt, do you think they're still doing it now? The reason I want to ask that is because it kind of reminds me of a thing that I'd experienced a while ago, where once the people in charge of these algorithms realized what was going on, they go like, okay, then we can't have that. Or do you think it matters to them?
No, it doesn't matter to them. They're still doing it. I'll call one of the companies out, Market Domination, out of Buffalo, New York. It's still doing it constantly.
Okay.
And they're not even really writing the book. It's all ghostwritten books. They hook people up with a podcast, do your interviews, and we'll transcribe your interviews, put it into a book form. I have a writer touch it up, make it feel like a book, put it out there, and they're turning like they at least 10 bestsellers a fucking week.
Wow.
Yeah. So outing the system. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah. I don't know. I get that. I always heard if you value something, don't give it away for free.
Yeah,
You know?
no, you're not giving away for free in terms of your even.
You're
Yeah, yeah.
investing.
What
You're
I think
investing.
you're absolutely right. If I give a CD away to somebody, I know they're going to use it as a coaster and never
Right,
listen to it.
Yeah.
But just to get that verified user stuff, you got them on
Sure.
a list. You already know they're not going to really fucking read the book.
Yeah.
Just download it and leave a good review. And
Well, that's what I do to my friends now by making them pay $20 for the book. You know.
And then you give them the money back, right?
Yeah. No, I keep them. Wait, you guys, I don't give anything away for free. You know.
yeah.
Have you done any like festivals or anything like that? Give an example. I just went to Mothman Festival. Big shout out to Point Pleasant, West Virginia. There were a lot of authors there. Obviously, a lot of them were doing like paranormal type
books.
authors,
Oh,
but there were horror authors there as well. So
Huh.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Something to look at for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think my goal with these are to try to get the comedy to mix with the novels and try where those fans cross. I know comedy fans don't read, as
A lot of
thing.
comedians don't
Nobody
read.
reads.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah,
reads.
nobody really reads. So we're doing the audiobooks. This next book I got coming out is a more of a comedy book. It's a fictional biography, more or less, let's say, and it's gonna be an interesting, fun take on what's happening right now.
A fictional biography. It
Yeah.
sounds like what I used to do in the bars every night.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know how to do it for a living?
I definitely think that comedians should write horror movies.
Yeah.
I think that we're seeing that with Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
These are pretty solid.
Yeah. See,
I had a number of horror filmmakers on who they would say that horror really is an extension of comedy. There's no difference. All horror movies are comedy on some level.
I find them funny.
And that's why I started. Roommate was a screenplay that I wrote for Jason Mewes back in 2009. We were making a movie called Mitch and Stu's Quest. It was a comedy road trip, and he was helping me produce it. He was also starring in it. But he goes, "Hey, I really want to play like the serial killer, dark guy." So I wrote the screenplay called Roommate, and he gave it to his wife. She's like, "No, it's way too dark for you. You're never going to play anything like that." So I ended up just shelving it and never got made as a movie. But then I was like, that character, it was always in the back of my mind, the story. So I ended up changing the character from a guy to a girl, and I went to more backstory, and it became this novel. So this novel was originally written for Jason Mewes to play as a screenplay.
Wow.
But
now we'll come back to the screenplay thing in a minute. I just want, because of the DMT, the big D and the MT, have you had experience with it?
That's kind of what inspired it. Also, it's about being in that between awake and dream state. And when I started writing this book, it was all about that DMT experience, what's real, what's not. And then I ended up almost dying. My celiac artery exploded in my stomach, and I was almost dead. And then I ended up getting some crazy infections and then pneumonia. So I was in the hospital for almost like a month and a half in this between alive and dead state. So the stuff I was writing in the book started becoming reality in the hospital room. And then what became in the hospital room became fiction in the book. So it was a life imitating art, like immediately.
See, if that happened to me, I would never write anything dark again because I'd be afraid. Am I bringing this upon myself?
Yeah, I just don't think like that. I grew up real Christian, and we are you when you think dark thoughts, you invite Satan in type of stuff. And then I grew out of it. I don't want to say to be condescending or mean, but then I started just realizing, fate is fate. Whatever happens, happens. Just live your life. Don't think you're causing anything one way or the other. Just be you.
Yeah, about what's real and what's not, because I was doing some reels with Dr. Strassman the other day, and remembering that I did ask him about, because he's a medical doctor, and not necessarily medical doctors don't necessarily believe in afterlife or think paranormal or any of that kind of stuff. And he said he started his quest with DMT looking for his spirit molecule, And he said what he found was there is nothing inherently spiritual about DMT. It's going to play on your preconceived notions.
Sure.
And I don't know because I've talked to so many people who've had experiences with DMT. Sometimes it's counter to their religious upbringing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Did you find any of that kind of like did you get the little elves script?
They're in the book and stuff. Some of those experiences are in there. I dabbled with it. I didn't get too much into. I had a friend who smoked DMT every day for 30 days.
Wow.
And he was living in that other realm. Listening to his stories and stuff about what he did kind of kept me more grounded to not lose myself in it, type of thing. But some people do get lost in the sauce. They get out there and they start living another life that doesn't really exist.
I really want to try it. The thing is, I can't find any place to buy it, and if I ask somebody, they always think I'm a narc. Like, where did I get DMT? It's not. It's a controlled substance. So obviously, if I'm asking about it and I look like I do, oh, well, you must be a narc.
Yeah. But, as soon as you started talking about it, I was like, this guy's a cop.
Yeah.
Immediately, cop.
Yeah, I grew up on LSD, by the way. I mean, I was when my parents were arrested, and the FBI played back the wiretap tapes they had on my house. I was 13 years old, and they heard me talking about copping 1,000 hits of acid tonight. And whoa, that's my upbringing. So at 12, 13 years old, I was. You talk about your friend 30 days on DMT, 3 years on LSD every day.
Wow.
Yeah. Hardcore LSD, yeah. And LSD is not like DMT. It's not a 15-minute trip. It's a 15-hour trip.
Yeah.
So basically, you're hallucinating all day long, every day. But I definitely want to try DMT for that 15-minute. That's what I'm looking forward to see get it over, because the LSD, you're always like, oh, okay, I had enough. And it's, oh, well, we still got another day to go, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can move on.
Do you feel that enlightened you in any way?
Fuck no. It made me everything that I did in my childhood, my adolescent years, made me a very fucked up adult. And there's anybody who listens to me every day, or you even met me once, you could tell that there's something off about this guy.
You think you should have, if you would have waited till you're in your 20s to do that much LSD? Do you think it would have been better experience? You think you did it too young?
I don't know. That's a good question. I've never really, because I did. Somebody slipped me when I was almost 30 years old, so at a Stevie Ray Vaughan concert. Somebody slipped me a full hit of acid, and that was like I couldn't handle it at that point. I had done it. It was very weird.
Yeah, I think
slipping somebody LSD is not a good thing to do. If you know you're taking it, that's one thing. But to just end up, wait, so things are starting to get a little weird. Oh, by the way, I put something in your drink.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not a good thing to do. Huh. Screenplays. Are you still doing screenplays, or are you still involved in movie making at all?
No, it's so hard to to get people to give you their money for your ideas. It's when they want to when you have a good idea, they want to make it and stuff. Then they want to put their ideas into it because it's their money or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's hard being in control of your ideas or what your vision was. If you start with the screenplay and try to end up with the movie, it's never going to be what you envisioned. And so that was a real hard reality for me. I got in a lot of arguments. I lost a lot of friends because of this. I told people to fuck off, that I never want to see them again. Like,
See, let me just stop you there. I don't mean to interrupt you, but here's one of the reasons I started my evening program, which had a lot of filmmakers, comedians, writers, everybody. I wanted to get people to collaborate with each other, people who are on the they're not being given money by the machines, the entertainment machines. I said, because Hollywood sucks right now. It's just putting out all fucking rehashed cartoons and video game type movies and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, if I could put independent filmmakers together with screenwriters they want to collaborate on stuff and do independently from all these big machines, these corporate entities out there that are trying to take control over everything and putting out garbage, that would be a good thing for the world. I haven't in 6 years of doing this, I haven't been successful in putting anybody together on that kind of level. But I have tons of filmmakers, independent filmmakers looking for screenwriters. I have screenwriters who gave up on it because of what you just talked about. Everybody wanting to imprint their ideas on it.
Right. And once it's made, we made this movie called The Lenny Bruce Experiment, which ended up becoming a Flesh Blanket, but it was with a bunch of comedians in Hollywood. Ramsey Moore was this big fat comedian at the time. He ended up dying, but he was smothering chicks with his big fat belly. It became a horror movie, but it was also a movie about free speech and how Lenny Bruce broke that whole free speech barrier and blah blah blah. So it was a little bit of it was I don't know. It was a good movie, but to get people to produce it, to get people to distribute it, it was so hard. They ended up making it themselves, and I ended up being a big part of it as far as being a camera guy, being behind the scenes, helping things happen. But once it got made, it's so hard to get. You have to put so much money into marketing or do the free thing, give it away for free, and hope people review it and hope people talk about it. It's so hard to get any momentum on an independent movie for people to fucking even know about it.
Yeah. I'm glad you said Lenny Bruce.
Yeah.
Because just a couple of days ago, and I'm going to say the word again, Twitter. I was on Twitter, and some young comedian was saying, "You old comedians have no idea what cancel culture is like." And like, do you not know the history of Lenny Bruce and George Carlin being taken off stage in handcuffs by police officers?
Dick Gregory.
Yeah. Yeah, and so to kind of brand the old people as not having any understanding of cancel culture, I think they had it worse. I actually do. I mean, cancel culture in the form of 3 days in jail, and you have to go before a judge and explain why.
The police are actually literally waiting for you in the backstage, waiting for you to say the one word that's going to get you arrested. And they know you're going to say it because you can't help
beat you up on the way out too.
Well, now everybody's doing the same thing, but it's not police; it's people with their phones. They're waiting for you to say that one word.
Yeah, but it's not quite the same thing. It's just But
you don't just spend a night in jail. You spend the rest of your life apologizing.
Because when people are doing it with their phones, it's not like a law against it. There's no blue law or anything like that. Back then, they had they were waiting for them to break the law and say the word. Now
break the law, free speech.
Well, that's why I made the quotes with my imaginary quotes with my shoulders. That's why I said break the law.
By the way,
I didn't feel like lifting my hands. I just want to break the law.
Let me see if I can find this. This is a direct quote from the President of the United States yesterday. If I can find it.
Is he also the President of Puerto Rico?
I think that you got him mixed up with the President of the Virgin Islands. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
What was it? The direct quote? I can't find it. I think, I'll paraphrase. Oh, here it is. We took the freedom of speech away. That's a direct to the President of the United States, and we took freedom of speech away.
Yeah.
Like, wow. And this is where we are now. Freedom of speech is kind of the First Amendment. It's for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, there were 3 other amendments before it, but they decided, let's. No, I'm just teasing.
So that from a comedy perspective, or even from a screenwriter now writing books, I don't know if it enters your mind, but certainly it's got to enter your mind now. Where this era that if I write a joke, do I have to think twice about what I'm going to say?
Sure. I'm always thinking twice about what I'm going to say. Even like Stephen King, all of his books had the N-word in them. Every one of them had a character that said it, and it was never a black guy. So there's
I did not know that.
Yeah, whenever black adjacent.
What's that?
You were black adjacent.
No, they were called
I'm just teasing.
The N-word. Usually,
all those books took place in Maine.
Yeah. So, but they would always there was always a character saying that but it was to either for you to hate that character more or whatever, but it was something that he pretty much put in every novel.
I don't think it ever made it into the movies. I'm just trying to think of Stephen King movies. I don't think I've ever heard it.
Here's the funny thing: most of his books are written in Maine, so you couldn't find a nigger if you tried.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Didn't you? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you have to go to Lewiston to find a nigger.
Yeah. So that's kind of the point, though. You're forcing he's forcing it in there. It's like almost like you're looking for it, like type of thing.
Yeah.
So I think nowadays when people are forcing say that word into comedy or whatever they're trying to do, it's more for I have to do this for shock value. I have to do this because of freedom of speech. I have to do this because if I don't, this will die or whatever. This right we have, and so it goes too far sometimes.
Yeah.
It becomes a punchline, whether for a black comedian or for a white guy to say something close to it that makes you think of it.
Right. When it becomes obligatory, I think you've gone too far. When
Right.
you need to find a way to put the word in your book for your fans to expect that one.
So when I'm thinking about what not to say, some of these people are thinking what to say, what I have to say to put in there to make sure that I shock you, to make sure that it's whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not trying to censor myself. It's more like, can I put this in there and get away with it?
I've heard comedians do like sort of disclaimers, and there is nothing more anti-comedy than a comedian setting up like, if I say something that offends you, it's not meant to offend. Like, just say it, man.
Yeah. And a lot of times it is meant to like. So my Kill Tony joke I did this last time. I set you up for it. I go, I was gonna say it. Here we go. So I'm pretty proud. I've never uttered the words "I have a black friend," but I have been called the white friend many occasions, which is always awkward because I have to tell him I'd never be friends with a black guy.
Wow.
Which is not racist. It's because my wife's gonna try to fuck him.
I remember that joke. I remember that joke.
Yeah, I just said it this last week, but it'll be on.
Oh no, I mean I thought I'd heard it like a while ago.
I've been trying it out, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Good one. I like it.
Yeah. So it's a little misdirection of that type of humor, but it's my wife's just a whore.
All right.
She's right here, by the way.
Yeah. Thank God. I'm not going to say anything because I think my wife is starting to listen. After I cried yesterday for a second, I didn't cry. One tear fell out of my eye. She's going to be listening today to see if I do it again.
We get you to cry.
Yeah.
Your wife can make you cry. All she can do is put spinach in your eggs and bring it to you.
Yeah.
Come on. She knows how to make you cry.
That's true.
Can I do a pitch to Chad? Oh,
yeah.
How would you find it would be interesting to come on our podcast and we just pitch you horror movies and you tell us how bad our pitches are?
Okay, let's hear it. You want me
No,
to be
not on the podcast.
Not on this, on the Slaptail Squad. Well, you could do it here too, but
oh yeah, we can do more podcasts. But
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready to criticize anytime.
yeah. Note to self for myself for later. Send John a list of paranormal people and talk to him about this Mothman Bigfoot thing that he wants me to. I forgot yesterday because I was so wrapped up in crying.
Yeah.
I was crying. I was crying.
Emotional show. Good thing I missed that one.
I know.
Sounds kind of gay.
Very much. Was.
Yay.
Yes.
Yes.
Like that. So, Chad, just lastly, before we let you go and wrap this thing up, out of Austin, are you just sticking to Austin, or do you travel around? Texas is a big. I don't know if you know this. Texas. I don't know if you know about Texas, but there's other cities there.
Yeah, there is.
It's a great flat state, so you can see the other cities from where we are.
Yeah. Now I'm supposed to be opening up for Jason Mewes in Dallas and
Dope.
then here and again in Austin, but I haven't traveled too far outside. I'm still trying to get. I guess I'm about to change my style, so I want to make sure that when I go out there, it's where I want to be. So I'm about to switch things up one more time, and then I think I'll be ready to get out there and do those big tours and whatnot.
Wow.
It's all about getting known and have those clippable moments. Now you have to have a clip that gets 1 million likes or whatever, and I just don't see that happening with I'm not friends with black guys joke.
Yeah.
It's got to be something better, more special, more up there.
The only reason I even, because this is like typical comedy. Oh, how long you been doing comedy? When did you tell me about your first? The question comes up because there is a difference between starting in a big market or starting in a small market and going to a big
Right.
market. And I'm finding more people are starting in New York, Boston, Austin, LA, and sticking to those markets and never get out of them anymore. And that can shape the way you approach stuff, because you're always in a mecca where it's super competitive, to where if you experience it in a place that is hungry for, like Taos, New Mexico,
Yeah.
and just kill there. Well, Bieber saying he never killed. If you were in Taos, New Mexico, I'm sure you would kill there, because they are fucking starving for
Right.
it.
And to see that, I see it happen where those funniest person in Birmingham, Alabama, or the funniest person in Taos comes to Austin, and it's like being the best high school football player.
Right.
And all of a sudden you go to the college leagues and you realize, oh shit, everybody's at the top level.
Everybody's
So it's like playing college ball now. You got to be the funniest guy amongst the funniest guys.
Okay, I have to push back on a little bit about that, only because I've been in some of the big markets, and not everybody there is at the top of their game. They're just popular there. You watch them and you break down what they're doing, and it's just like, no, you're not that good, you're not that funny, but you're a New York comic, you're an LA comic.
Sure.
And then there's like this mystique placed upon you, or placed upon them, that they have not if you're actually a real student of comedy, which I'm not, anybody who knows me knows I'm not, you could break down to what they're doing and go, hey, that you're not that great. This isn't, you're not the big leagues. You're performing in the big leagues, but you're not a big leaguer.
Right. And that, there's two things that are going to happen. You're either going to be delusional and think you're good enough to be with them, or you're going to get good enough to be with them.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think it's time for us to go.
But Chad, I will be reaching out to you because I have 2 podcasts for you to turn down if you'd like.
and John as well, with the pitch of the screenplay type of thing.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Don't let me forget about sending you the paranormal stuff, John. I'll get on.
Oh yeah,
today.
definitely. Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Check out
Thanks for being here.
Roommate I'm Chado. See you guys later.
WriterChado.com. Follow him. Subscribe to his newsletter. I'm going to do it right now. I'm on his website right now.
Matt, you have his email, right? Just send me his email.
All right. I will do that.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time. It was fun.
Have a great day.
I'll see you guys.
For now. Chado. All right, dudes. I'm wrapping this stuff up.
Awesome.
And I got things to do. You think this is my whole life, don't you? I just got, remember I said I was done playing with a rock band forever. I've got a gig tomorrow night.
Awesome.
At somebody was on Facebook. They need a lead guitarist, and they sent me a set list of 50 songs I have to learn by tomorrow night. Some of them I know.
Most of them you probably already know.
Not most of them. No.
Because I was thinking because some songs have formulas. If they're popular enough, there's a formula. So you see the song, you're like, okay, I don't know I know the formula. I can get this. I know the formula. I can get this. And I'm not saying it's not. But
keep in mind, from like classic rock, party rock era, there are so many fucking songs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So out of the 50 on the list, I think I probably know maybe 30 of them. But that means still I have 20 songs I got to really, not just because I've heard them and I kind of know how they go, but to kind of get the arrangements and all that.
I understand.
It's a lot of work for one day.
I get you.
And also,
I would never do it.
I haven't played with the band since November 1st of last year. So it's almost a full year.
Matt, some things don't change. You walk in, you go like, you guys are assholes. Like you did in the past. You walk in, say, you guys are assholes. Listen to me. Some things haven't changed.
The last gig I played, I was an hour and a half late for the gig, and the audience was waiting for me. So I walked through the door, and I got a standing ovation. I should have just quit then.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm done. Thank you for being here.
You're the Jackie Mason. Walk off.
Yeah. Thanks for popping in, John.
Yeah. Thanks for.
And we apologize that the reason you popped in didn't show up.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to see Jackie.
I mean, he emailed me, some Jackie Mason clips, so that was cool.
And David Beecher didn't cry today, so I don't know what to make of that. We'll have to have him on again and make him cry again. All right, so we'll be here tomorrow. Howard Bloom will be here tomorrow. The Howard Bloom. Jackie said, "Who is Howard Bloom?" He said, "Fucking genius. That's who he is."
Okay. I just got a note from the Reverend. The Reverend said he won't be sending the news thing since.
Why you think Elizabeth is going to follow up second day in a row?
He's not. He doesn't. No, it takes effort for him to do these things. And
I'm going to have to thank Elizabeth, but I don't think the Rev should hang it up just yet. That's all I'm saying. Just in case.
yeah, but but it's kind of different. He's sitting back there. It doesn't get used. He's like,
All right, I'll play the news on the way out. And
no, you got to play the music on the way out.
I'm gonna play the music with the Rev's news. No,
no don't you? No,
somebody was talking during your head.
Now it just sounds like pity sex. Okay, nobody wants pity sex.
All right, well, adios.
All right, see you later. Don't forget to turn on your radio.
Well, before you go, John, you don't like pity sex, right? You don't like pity sex.
I do. I'll take any fucking sex I can get. Pity sex.
Who?
I'm just saying in general, just you're depressed and some woman goes like, hey, excuse me, it looks like you need some sex.
If she's hot enough, fuck, I'll take, you talking the hottest, I don't know, Ana de Armas.
I mean, if it's not my wife, sure.
She can give me pity sex all fucking week
long. So
long.
You'll take it from another woman, but not from your wife. You don't want pity sex from your wife.
Right. Correct.
Okay, I think I can understand that. She should give it to you out of compassion and love, and
or not at all.
She wants to be with you.
Or not at all. And while you're having pity sex, what you should do is turn on your radio. Bye for now. I'm pulling my Trump hand to the back. Oh, no. I got it right now.
What you wanna do, baby? It's on you, baby. Walk around that beat. What you wanna do, baby? It's on you, baby. Walk around that beat. Turn on the radio. Gotta walk around, man. Who the hell are you?
listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.